Good morning. I'm just gonna wait a few minutes till some people join in. But welcome to another Thursday. So it's another edition of Ask Me a Question. Today's question I'm gonna take has been asked by Florina. I think she's from Romania. I hope she can join us. Hello. Hi, Saili. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Rolling on the Hills. Good morning, Saili. So, today's question, I'm happy you guys are here. So, today's question was asked by this lady from Romania, and it was basically, it was more about how do I find myself, how do I know who I am, and how does one feel who I am? Which is an interesting question, and I'll do my best to facilitate it using the tools of Access Consciousness. Now, one of the simplest things to really finding who you are and what's going on, because you suddenly wake up one day and it's I have no clue who I am, I don't know what I want to do, etc., and you're just sort of struggling to find yourself. If you are struggling to find yourself, so one of the first things that you need to start looking at is so it's if you're not creating your life, if you're not actively creating you, the entire world is going to create you. Okay, so everything outside of you is going to start creating who you are. So what do I mean by that? So all of their judgments, their projections, everything, all the expectations is what will start they will be your reference points as to who you are. So imagine your entire life, those were the reference points. Everybody else's judgments, projections, expectations, the day you were born, you're a Indian girl child, so then all of these things that they expect and projected you even when you were born. So what's going on now is your entire life you think you are this person, which is mainly the expectations and projections from yourself, from everybody else, and that they have of themselves. So it's quite a lot of confusion. And then suddenly you wake up one day and it's wait, this is not me. What is going on? This is not what I want. I want my life to go, etc., 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 etc. So the key is to stop judging yourself. Okay, the key is to recognize all of that judgment that you have used to define yourself up until then. Okay, so for example, if you've judged yourself as I'm not going to be able to have a thriving business, or I'm too stupid, or I don't have the right credentials, or you've judged yourself as this, whatever that judgment, what is that main judgment that you have of yourself? Okay, so those are the judgments that stop you from actually having you. You are not those judgments. That is something you bought in. For example, you used to go to school and a teacher just sort of called you you are bad, you blah 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 blah. So and then that is something that stuck with you throughout, even if you resisted and reacted to it. But somewhere that I am bad and I am wrong and I am a bitch is stuck with you. Okay, so now you're going to start creating yourself from those judgments. Alright, so you will wake up one day and it's I have no clue who I am and how do I find myself. Okay, it's not you've gone away. It's just that these judgments and projections are now they are the ones that tell you this is who you are. Okay, I am this. I am born in this. I am Dr. Khushbu Shah, which means blah, 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 blah. So these are all these definitions and judgments and projections, which is not really you. Okay, you are an infinite being that is light, that is happy, that is joyful, that really has no point of view about most things. It is just hey, I'm here. Okay, so the days when this heaviness, this intensity of projections and expectations, this wrongness that builds into your world is very, 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 very loud, you want to just ask, at what age did I buy into this judgment? Okay, at what age did I buy into that this is who I am? And That's it. And so this is what I'm telling you. Like at some age, someone projected something at you or judged you, and they're mainly their projections and judgments. This is not about like blaming the entire world for what is going on with you. It's just to realize, okay, so these are the things that have happened in your life which has created this entity that is you today. So now instead of being this defined entity, we want to sort of start being this infinite being that is happy and that wakes up every morning with joy. Okay, so every time, this is one of the questions that you can ask, how do I know I'm not being myself, is when I am feeling heavy. Okay, those are my that's my main my main indicator that, okay, wait, I'm not being myself. Okay, when I start feeling heavy, when I go into reaction, have you seen yourself, like suddenly someone pushes your button and you say all of these things and suddenly you're like, I don't feel like myself. Exactly, that is not you. That is something you've learned. Those are the things going on between, like, that the expectations, projections, separations and rejections between y'all. It's not you. So you suddenly go like, this is not me. Like, I don't feel like I'm being me. Exactly. So those are your indications. When you're in reaction, when you feel heavy, when you're fighting for yourself, you are not being you. Okay? So the question to ask in those situations, and everyday morning, literally, when you ask a question, the point of asking a question is a question opens up possibilities. Okay? So a question empowers, an answer always disempowers. Once you think this is the right answer, have you noticed everything stops? So asking a question will give you that space of awareness. Okay? A question takes you out of like the computer-based AI system that is your mind. Okay, like, have you noticed how computers work? Like they've been fed this data, right? All of this data is gone in, and so as long as your question is based on the data that's already gone in, it can answer you back. But it's not new information. It's not awareness. It's based on the data that's already fed in. Okay, so it's all these things that are already fed in, and that's how your mind works. It kind of works like this computer. It doesn't really give you full awareness. So all it does is, if you ask a question and you look for an answer, you need to go into your head. Okay, so once you go into your head or your mind, it has to start computing. So all it's going to do is find a very similar looking situation from your past and give you that same belief system back. So if you're asking a question like, how do I change this, and then you start thinking about it, your mind is going to give you the same solution that it has been giving you all this while, which has clearly not worked, which is why you're still asking. So it's quite this crazy loop. Okay, so when you ask a question, for a question, like, if I was truly being me today, what would I choose? And just let it be. And let the awareness flow in. Let the lightness, the subtleties of awareness flow in. You'll start being more of you. Okay? And especially when you get into those fights and those things, and you're like, I don't know how to be with myself around this person. Just relax and ask, if I was truly being me, what would I choose here? What would I say here? What would I be here? Okay? And I know it can get really tricky to ask this when you're in this fight, but you want to just, like, imagine you find yourself like really fighting with somebody, they're like really pushing your buttons. Take a moment, like, just relax. Say you need to go to the bathroom, go somewhere and relax fully, and then ask, if I was truly being here, what would I say? What would I be? And you will be surprised at what comes out of your mouth. You'll be surprised at the energy you be. Everything before that is you not being you. Okay, when you go into reaction, when you're going into heaviness. So one of the easiest ways to find yourself, which is the question asked by Florina, I hope she joins or she listens to this later. One of the easiest ways and one of the main ways to find yourself, like if you're waking up one day like, I don't know who I am, it's a great set. First of all, great you're asking this, because you're finally sort of really looking at what's going on. You're like, shit, something's off, and you're now beginning to ask these questions, and something that gives you a whole different space rather than the judgments and projections that have created you so far. Okay, so it's a great space to be in. So if you're waking up and I was like, I don't know who I am, how do I find myself? It's a great space. All right, now all you have to do from here on is recognize all the judgments you have, okay, and just like recognize the judgments. They're not real. All judgments are a lie. They're all a lie, okay? And then ask, if I was truly being myself here, if I was truly being me here, what would I choose? Okay, I hope this helps. Do you guys have any questions around this? Okay, so and here's what, being you, like when you start being more and more of you, it doesn't really have an intensity of feelings and thoughts. This is who I am, and that's an image, okay? If, like, have you noticed how people try to keep up an image, and you know that that's an image, there's something off, okay? And you don't have to. Being you is not an image. Being you is the joyful expression of all possibilities and all energies, okay? So, and they want to sound like this really like, oh, so like philosophical, and so it really is. It's this joyful expression. What if you could be different every single day? What if you woke up every morning and said, okay, who am I today? And what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? Who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? These were one of the first questions I received in the foundation class in Access, the Access Foundation class. And I was like, that's weird. Like, so you can be different every single day. You're not like this defined entity that is the same thing every single day. No, you're not. You can have an adventure every single day. Okay? So what if you woke up every morning and just, who am I today? And what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? And allow. And don't think about it. Don't go into what I'm going to do to make myself feel me. No, that's your head. That's computation again. That's not going to work. Let the awareness come. Sometimes I feel like things can't be handled and I feel I can't do anything. Again, when you're feeling these things, okay, I hope you've seen one of my the previous ones, I think, where I spoke about perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving, and how feelings is actually like it's like when you like, feeling is usually it's for your body, okay? So that's a whole different conversation. But like, feeling is it's not, I feel sad is not real. I feel like things can't be handled is actually not true. Okay, that is a lie. That's not true for you. So what you want to ask is, are you really being you when you say these things in your head to yourself? Okay, and when you ask that, am I being me when I say this? Does that, if it gets okay, cool. So watch some of my previous lives as well, because it'll give you a sense of what I'm talking about. So now when I ask you, are you really being you when you're sort of judging yourself and you're going into this thing, and it becomes like, you notice when you're saying these things, sometimes I feel like things can't be handled. It starts becoming heavy. Your world is not lightening up. Does it become heavy when you're saying these things? That is an indication that there's a lie there. That is not true. This is a judgment, a projection that you bought into, that either was projected at you or someone that you cared for functioned from this space, and you started taking on that in order to sort of help them deal with it. Okay? Yeah, it feels contracted. Exactly. So every time you're saying things to yourself in your head and it starts becoming heavy and it starts becoming contracted, see a big red stop sign and stop that trail of thought. Okay, just stop that trail of thought. It's not real. Now from here on, it's a lie after a lie after a lie after a lie. Okay, that's not true. Alright, so you have to stop yourself there and ask a question. Wait, what is, like, if I was truly being me here, like if I was truly being me, what would I choose here? What would I really choose? What would you choose in those situations? And is that true, that you can't handle it? If you were being you, how would you do it differently? Okay, so here's the thing, you will be handling these so-called situations very differently from what other people think handling is, and that is the key to being you. It's not that you can't handle it, you're just going to be doing it very differently. Okay, so thank you for that question. So this is what we're doing. So every time you're going, like every time we go into this crazy head shit, you need to stop. Okay, if that trail of thought is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier and contractive, it's not really opening up possibilities, it's not really lightening up your world. Just see a big red stop sign, stop at that, ask a question. If I was truly being me here, what would I choose? Alright, so I hope this helps. Okay, one of the first ways to start getting a sense of being you is to stop judging you, is to recognize when you're going into your wrongness and your judgments, because that is a lie. That is what's keeping you stuck. That's what keeps you in this space. Okay, and then ask a question. Awesome, thank you so much, and please watch some of the earlier videos as well. They're all there on my feed. There's a tool that I've pretty much given every single live. Hope it helps. And thank you. Be happy. Find you. You're happy. You're not a defined entity. That's how you find yourself. Bye-bye.